My Oreo, my Oreo, my Oreo, my Oreo. Having to do some work today with my Oreo on getting my roosters situated. I wonder, how many of y'all have ever been in a situation where you had something's just fighting, some battling going on, where you felt like you need to get in it, or should you just leave it alone, or what should you do with it? Because they're battling to the point that they're starting to draw blood. They're starting to hurt each other. They're starting to harm each other. Are you one to just allow it to be, just let it happen? Or are you one that says, no, I got to get in the middle of this. I gotta do something about this. My name is Mark Anthony DuBose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. And today's been an upgraded day for my chickens' existence of life, because they decided, not the oldest man, the 3-year-old, he's a beast. No one's touching that. But the two of my younger ones, actually just 3 of them, they all fighting, all 3 of them. But the one that's really fast, he just runs away. He instantly runs away. He doesn't try to fight. He doesn't try to battle. He's just like, I'm done with this. I'm not dealing with this. But the other 2 decided, now we're going to start to go hands-on with each other to try and figure out who's the tougher one. And it still fascinates me in how they don't challenge my older one at all. It's an interesting concept. But I felt like for me today, now I'm going to go ahead and utilize my dog to put a little bit of pressure on them to let them know, y'all don't need to fight each other. Y'all need to work with each other, because you got something greater out here to worry about, to be a little scared of in reality, to keep your mind occupied so that you're not focused on each other anymore. So it's for me to not just let it keep happening, not just allow it to keep on going down, not to just keep on seeing what it is they're doing and just, hey Johnny, hey Oreo, just see what it is that they're doing, get down. Just see what it is they're doing and just keep allowing it to keep on happening. Get down. Johnny, down. Not allowed to just keep on happening. I'm going to go ahead and intervene and get in the middle of it and do something about it. And I don't know why, but just for me, when I see things that are battling, things that are struggling, things that are wanting to fight, I gotta get in the middle of it and not just allow it to just keep on happening. And I wonder, why is it that we as a people have the inside of us to get in the middle of other people's fights? Why is it that we have it in us to see a battle going on and feel like we need to jump in and be a part of that? Why is it that we feel like we are the know-hows, the be-hows, the understanding hows, and how to be able to solve all of y'all's issues? When in reality, for me, watching and seeing what it is that I'm doing out here, just for me, I don't know what they're fighting about. I don't know what they're battling about. I don't know what their problems are. So how is it for me to come in and try to tell them not to do something when I don't know what it's about? And it may be about something a little more serious than I have any understanding on. And it should be for me to just not mess with them at all. And it's very interesting I say that, because it's interesting that my first instinct is to jump in. My first instinct is just like, hey, come on, guys, let's stop doing this. We could be okay. But I don't know what's going on. And as weird as it is, that's a foreign language that they're speaking to each other, that me as a human being, I have no idea what's happening. But why is it that us as humans, we just love to just get in it, just get in the middle of it? And especially, I'm talking about some roosters right here. I'm talking about some animals. That if I see 2 dogs fighting, I feel like I got to get it and stop that. But I got to figure out the context of what's going on to figure out why that's happening. But when it comes to human beings, why is it that we see some people out there battling, fighting, struggling, hurting each other, damaging each other, and we feel like we gotta put ourselves in the middle of it to figure out how to separate them and how to get them to stop doing that? What is that that's inside of us that feels like we are the dominating person, the dominating being, the dominating one, the know-all one that can get in the middle of their fight, their tiff, to be able to get them to stop doing what it is that they're doing? When we have no idea what it is that's going on with them. We have no idea what's going on over there. We have no idea what side each one is on. We have no idea how to even even be able to fix this. We have no idea how to be able to get them together, to be able to understand each other. But yeah, we feel like we can just jump in there and get in it. And you know what happens when we do that as a human being to another human being? We end up getting destroyed. We end up getting hurt, because we jump into something that we know nothing about. We end up jumping in the middle of something that we end up that one side or the other side decides that you're not choosing my side, you're choosing my side. Now you're on someone's side. Now you're also part of that battle. Now you're also part of that same team. Now just because you believe in this and you believe in that, then now you're just all on that team and you're all on this team. And you can't come in as a neutral referee, because shoot, nowadays, unfortunately, referees are considered on one side or the other side, and even all the sports and everything. That people throw slander at the refs on the fields, saying, "Oh, you're for that team. Oh no, you're for that team, and you're not really being fair." And we could never just come in as a neutral grounds at all anymore. I would say there probably was a time in the day where there were neutral people and neutral things to be able to go to have a neutral space to be able, oh, that's a video that I made of, actually right over there, a neutral space to be able to have a place of safety to go to, so that you're not fighting. If you are fighting, you can go there to know that it's going to be okay, that it's safe. If you're not sure what's going on, you can go into that and do that, and knowing that everything is going to be all right. But I feel like we don't have this neutral space anymore going on with us, where we just have this fight and this desire in us that, like, we know it, we can fix it, and we can solve it. And no matter how you try to solve it, I'm telling you, you're on one side or you're on the other side. You're never just in the middle, because it doesn't really matter what you think. It matters what they're thinking. So when it comes down to, say, my Roosters, it doesn't matter what I want. It doesn't matter that I want to have peace out here and I'm on this, for that. But in reality, I already noticed that when I went to go touch one, the other felt like I was being nice to him. So then he had to go and attack him even more. Instead of just saying, "Oh no, we're not doing that. We're separating. We're not going to be having this out here." So no matter which one I'm looking at, I could be looking at the one that looks, say, more damaged, and go to that one first to say, "Oh, so poor sweet baby. He must have been hurting and abusing you." But in reality, he was the aggressor. He was the one that was on top. And the other one had to come in and decide to go a little extra to really get him to stop. And then that going a little extra was what it had to happen, because he was being the aggressor towards him, and he had no choice but to do that. So it's very interesting. We walk into situations when we just have no idea what's going on, but we feel like we can control it and we can manage it and we can change it for the outcome to be that we want it to be. And I feel like we run into very, very sticky situations when we try to do that, and when we try to be about that with people. And that's why, for me, a lot of what I change, what I say, what I do, and what I'm all about is changing my lingo up from how I'd say I used to talk, used to always do, with being able to change my message in a way that I'm not forcing you one way or the other way. I'm not going to be doing something that tells you got to do this or you got to do that. I'm going to tell you got to do something that you need to do, that you want to do, that you feel in your heart that you want to be able to take care of and you want to be able to be a part of. Not something that I want you to do, not telling you which side is going to be the best side, because in reality, I don't know which side is going to be the best side for you. You believing in God may be great for you, but you not may be great for you. I don't know in reality which side is going to be the side that's going to be the best of the best for you. That's up for you to be able to make that decision all on your own. I'm not going to look at you because you're super beat up, you're super torn down, that God is the answer for you. That if you don't think that that's the case, then that's just not the case. And then on the other side of that, you could be the one that's just, I'm so strong, I'm so confident, I'm just know all and be all be, and I just could do it all on my own. And who am I to say that you need some assistance with that in any way? And I feel like we run into this just all the time with everything that's going on, especially when it comes down to relationships, that we as an outside person feel like we can get into the middle of what someone else is doing, how they're living, how things are going on with them, that we from the outside know what's best for that person. And you don't have no success, you don't have no track record, you don't have no nothing on the outside of having any sort of success with that. But yet you're going to run into the middle of it and try to tell someone what to do, how to be, how to function. Oh, that's not right. Oh, this isn't right. Or why are you doing that for him? And why is it like that with him? And why is it like this with her? Or why are you doing that like that with her? And you can run into very, very sticky situations when you try to put yourself in the middle of something that you know nothing about. You know nothing about. And you know what is a huge problem that we as a human species have on this planet is we love to lie. And I don't know why. They do a whole lot of research on this. They got a whole lot of statistics on this. They got a whole lot of understanding on this that people for some reason today, they just want to tell like 80, maybe 90% a lie and 10% of the truth. And it's very interesting on why it's something like that. Why we are that way. So when you're listening to what someone has to say, what they're saying about, say, their said partner in their said relationship, that they could be saying something that's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. But you feel like you got to come in and start just doing and saying, and oh, this is wrong, and you can't be like this, and you can't, and they're telling you lies the whole time. And you're just coming in, the other person is just like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, what's happening right now, because I'm not this and I'm not doing that, and that's not going on, and this isn't going, it's because that person is just lying the whole time about everything that's being said. And I don't know why we do this as a people, where we're just constantly lying and feeling like that's going to be something that's going to be able to make our lives better by lying, make our lives smoother by lying, but make our lives just more grandiose by lying. People know when you're lying, and I don't think that people really understand that. Or maybe all people don't. Maybe people don't. Maybe I just do. Maybe I just have a real good understanding of when I see someone that is clearly lying in a situation, because you can't, your words never add up to what's going on. You're always you're wishy-washy with some things. Where Mark Anthony Bogues Jr., I just pick it up like too fast, too easy, too simple, and I can see when you're lying. And I start to test that lie, and I start to challenge that lie, and I start to really dig deep with that lie. And then you try to lie on top of those lies and lies and lies and lies, and you just get really, really confused, and you get really, really thrown off. So maybe it is that most people don't realize that most people are out here lying all day long about the simplest, smallest, easiest, awesomest things that they're even a part of on a day-to-day basis, where they're just constantly lying about how things are and how things are going and how things are evolving and how things are so this and so that, and you're just constantly lying about everything that's going on. So I run into the situation where, like, just with me, with just looking at some roosters, some animals, not I'm talking about humans again for a second, but looking at some roosters for a second, just how do I know that the one that's just all big and bad is not lying about the situation that's going on to me, and it's me jumping in there trying to fix it and trying to help them, trying to do something with them, trying to be about something with them, that they're manipulating the situation so that it looks like one needs to go, one needs to be, and they're trying to figure it out, that when I do take the one away, because I'm going to end up taking the one away today, he's turning into dog food today, people, unfortunately, but that the other one's not going to start doing that to everything else out here. That he's just like, oh yeah, good, you got the one out, so now I'm going to keep going with the rest of this and just keep on being a savage out here just to try to get control of absolutely everything. And how do you not know that that's not a case that's going on with, like, say, people's in their said relationships, where they're just doing that. They're saying things to other people. They're saying things to their so-called friends. They're saying things to their so-called people that are family, that are close to them, that are just out to try to damage the other person, that are out to just try to destroy the other person, because they just have it in them where they just like to battle. They just like to fight. They just like the drama. They just like the attitude. They just like the frustration. They just like the drama. They just love it. They love all of that. And for them, they're just so easy to just go out and start lying about some things just because they want to stay in it. And or they want the control. They want more control. They want more or dominance. They want more just absolute rulership. They want more of that. That now they come in with the same sense of just lying to make sure that they can maintain that, because they want to maintain this, I'm perfect and I'm great and I could never have done anything wrong, and I don't know why this person is doing this to me, and I don't know what's going on and why they're acting this way. And it's like, there's something going on here. And I wonder, why is it that we as a people do not try to get in the middle? I mean, why is it that we as a people try to get in the middle of what other people are going through and other people's stuff when we don't know anything that's going on? Because everybody's always lying. How do we know that that person says, oh, she was being so mean and she was being so ruthless and she this and she did that? And it's just like, whoa, but what, was that you? Was that you that was doing that? Was that you that was making that happen? How is it that we know? How is it that we should be able to figure this stuff out? Or is it something that we need to be as a people to do something that we used to do and used to be about? It's like, leave them alone. Let them do what they got to do. Let them figure out what they need to figure out. Why am I getting in the middle of it? Because the more that I keep getting in the middle of it, the more that I feel like I keep getting damaged. The more that I keep getting to the point of feeling like I got to be the one to say the right way and the right thing and figure out which side that I'm on, and picking sides and choosing sides and doing sides and being about sides and just doing this stuff that I feel like, I don't know why, people, but I'm telling you, the more and more that you look at those telephones and look at the Twitter feeds and look at the Instagram feeds and look at the TikTok feeds and look at the, I don't know, so whatever feeds, I think those are 3 major ones we have right now. Did I say Facebook? I don't know if I did. But look, yeah, Facebook feed, looking at all that stuff, I feel like the more and more you feel the need and the desire inside of you to like try to get in the middle of everyone else's stuff and try to destroy it. and try to get in the middle of everyone else's mindsets, and when they're thinking and they think 1 + 1 is 2, and you're like, no, it's 3. Like, you're just more on the trip of, I want to try to destroy everybody and everything if they don't believe exactly what I believe. And I understand it, because all that keeps coming to you is stuff that you believe. The only thing that keeps getting sent to you is like, oh yeah, the whole world. And then when you see that all day over and over and over and over and over and over, 6 months later, you're like, yeah, the whole world does think like I think. Hey, yep. The whole world does think like I think. So if the whole world thinks the way that I think, then you're wrong. You can't be right. And you're going to interject and try to get into the middle. Hey, Oreo down. You're trying to get into the middle of what they're doing, because you think that the whole world is on your side based on some information that you keep on seeing every day, all day, over and over, just constant every single second, every single minute of your every single day, of your every single week, of your every single month, of your every single year. And some people moving on to decades, because you've been on this social media stuff for decades, where you think that everything is the way that you think. The way that you think, the way that you see it, is what the world is. And I'm going to tell you guys, that is 100% false. That the only reason that all that information keeps coming to you is because it knows that that's the only information that you're going to keep on watching. And it's going to keep feeding you the same information over and over that you think is so true, so amazing, so awesome to you, because it's going to try to keep you engaged into that platform to make you stay on it longer. It's not going to bring to you stuff that you don't like. It's not going to bring to you stuff that you don't care for. It's not going to bring to you stuff. It's going to bring you 1 out of 100 to just reinforce the fact that you are right, your world is right, and everyone else's world is wrong. Even though you're the one that's the minority, you're the one that's the 1% that's thinking that this is the way it is, and the rest of the world is living something completely different. That I feel like we as a people are, I'm telling you, I don't know why I think this and just feel this way and just see it this way, that we are going backwards. We are going downhill. We are not being more compassionate. We are not being more loving. We are not being more caring. We're not being more any of that in reality when it comes to human-to-human relations that are going on out here, with everything that's just happening, and how divided everybody is getting, and how much everybody needs to feel like they need to get into the middle of someone else's stuff, because they just know right, and they know what's best, and they know more than everyone else, because they know all the information, and they could fix it all, and they could do it all, and they could change it all, and they can make it all happen. And that's something that is so damaging. It's so damaging to the point that all I see and all I hear and all I witness and all I pay attention to and all that just keeps coming to me. See, that's what I say. All that keeps coming to me. But all that comes to me is weird, because when I see something, I'm very, very strange. I'm very strange with the information that I personally see. See, my studying isn't on my phone. My studying is going out and seeing people. But my studying on my phone, the one thing I love to do is watch some videos and then start to hit the don't recommend anymore. I don't want to see that anymore. I want to see something new. And then I see the opposite side. And then it's like, oh, no, I don't want to see that anymore. I like to flip back and forth to get a real good idea of what's going on with everything. Like, even talking about Jesus, talking about God. I don't know why, but I get interested in days and weeks of studying of people who hate God, of people who think that evolution is the way, that is the key. I study these people. I watch these people to get a good understanding of both sides here. I don't want just one side. I don't want to just say that I believe in God and that's all I'm going to stick with for the rest of my life, and I'm just going to keep watching and consuming content that just keeps saying that and keeps saying that and keeps saying that. No, I need to bring the other side in as well. I mean, the deep other side where people, they say that we came from 2 atoms, not Adam, but 2 atoms, two microscopic atoms, and me and this dog are the same, and me and this tree are the same, and me and this grass are the same, and me and the clouds are the same, and me and the sun are the same, and me and everything is the same. That still doesn't make sense to me personally, because I don't look nothing like a tree, and a tree doesn't talk the way that I talk and doesn't move the way I move it. The tree is still just a tree. But I like to watch and study both sides of the situation, because I feel like that's the only way that we can have a real good, true grasp upon what's going on this planet, what's going on in this world, and not just dialing in on I believe this, I believe, because I think that, you know, just me, just Mr. Mark, Mr. DeBose. I just stand here and I just think that when you stay focused on just one ideal, on one thing, on one topic, and you take that as truth, I think that you're setting yourself up for absolute destruction, because I think that you're not realizing that we as a people are all unique. We as a people are all different. We as a people are all on a different mission on what it is that we're doing out here. And if we're all constantly just feeling the need that we have to all be the same, we have to all do the same, you're setting yourself up for absolute destruction. And not even just that, but just a whole lot of sadness and a whole lot of disagreements and a whole lot of not understanding what caring is and compassion is, and having any sense of any sort of love inside of you, where you're not going to see where that person is coming from. You're just going to keep on doing what it is that you're doing and not paying any attention to like why that person is actually doing what it is that they're doing, and then figure out why they're doing it and what's going on with that. But I will say there's certain things, certain guidelines, certain ways, and certain beings that I just say that I still go by the Bible being real and being complete, that if you're doing something that completely disregards and doesn't go align with that, I am going to feel like said educate you and saying doing that right there, a man laying with a man, this doesn't happen. It just doesn't work. And it doesn't work even, this is messed up to say, but it's reality. It doesn't work with the whole evolution idea either. A woman with a woman and a man with a man just doesn't work with the evolutionary stance of where we are today, because there's no way that we would be here if that was happening, if that was going on. So that's something that just doesn't go on both sides of the swing here. So that's some new uniqueness that's going on today, that I'm going to say if that's what the route that you want to head to, that you're struggling. You're struggling a lot, because that doesn't go by evolution, and or it doesn't go by God in the Bible, and or it doesn't go by the God in any book, by that matter, in reality. Where some people need to say get educated on some things that you need to get a little more further educated with, because you're just confused. That I see where you're coming from, I can say, but where you're coming from doesn't work on a natural selection of how we are and how we became a people and how we are continuing to keep growing as a people. And that's a very, very confusing thing that some people are just stuck in and all consumed about. That I get it, but I get it is all I can say, and I understand you, and I get it, but I don't get it. I don't understand it, and it really is super confusing on your ideology on how you think that what it is that you're doing is what it is that you're doing. But I feel like it's an interesting situation on how some of us see things out there going on that is just happening, that are just going so nice, going so smooth. But then you have these other people that just want to like come on inside and just trying to like change that up. There's an interesting video that keeps coming to me. It's a really old video. It's like a video from back from I think it's right when color TV first started to come, color TV. I have to think of the name of the show, but I think it's Fathers Knows Best. But it's called Mary Worthless, where this woman comes in as a maid. And this husband and wife are having fun. They just got married, and they're living life, and they're loving each other, and they're having a good time, and they're eating. And then they hire this maid to come in and do some work for them. This maid is just constantly pushing them on sides. No, he doesn't like this, and he's like that. She doesn't do this, and she's like, and then it forces them in the end to really start fighting in the end. It's like a short 7-minute clip. They start fighting in the end. They were loving at first, having a love on their honeymoon, and then they were fighting because of what this person came in and started doing. This person came in and started dividing them. This person came in and started to make them think that, no, you're wrong for that, and no, you're wrong for that. And then they both would look at each other just like, what's going on here? And it just, I see and I know the power of when you try to get into the middle of other people's stuff and trying to deal with and mess with other people's stuff when you have no idea how to be able to do anything for your own self. And you're trying to get in the middle of other people's stuff to try to think that you can interject yourself into there to try and fix or solve or change or do something because you don't like what's going on over there. Where that's something that I feel like we as a people are running into a lot of sticky situations today, where we're all said professional at understanding, know how to be happy and be satisfied and be good and be everything. That we're all professional, that if you do it like this, then you're just dead on and you're just so perfect and everything is going to be great for you. And that's why I even say the Bible may not be for you. Not for you. It may not be what you need to be able to get you through that challenge that's going on with you, to be able to get you through that hump, to be able to push you on to being able to see a greater of yourself. It may not be. It just may not be. And my book even specifically says that there are just some people that are just going to reject it, completely reject it, just going to have nothing that they want with it. They have no care at all with it, that they don't want anything with it. And I totally understand that. So that's not for me to sit here and try to push it upon every single person when they say that they don't want it. I'm not going to run up to you and run into you and say you have to do this, and if you don't do this, you're going to die in the fire, and Satan's going to do this and that, and God's going to this, and whatever, man. Whatever. You got to do and make the decision that you want, that you need, based on what you feel is right for what's inside of your heart, that the Spirit is able to bring, to be able to give to you, to allow you to be able to grow and upgrade your life to be able to be great on this planet. It's not up for me to come here and just straight up say to you that if you don't this, then you're gonna die and you're worthless. Hey, Johnny down, Oreo down. That had nothing to do with you, Johnny. I don't know why you get up right there. Get down. Get off me like that right now. Get down. It's not for me to come to you and just to try to push this upon you to say that this is what you have to do, and if you don't do this, then you are nobody, you are nothing, you are worthless, you are no good. And that's something that I feel like we run into very, very sticky situations, because that's where the fights start to happen. That's where the wars start to happen. That's where all the division starts to happen. And because that's where you start to push yourself on, and you start to infiltrate into people's marriages, into their relationships, into their children, and you start to force some things upon them that they are not wanting them. They don't want to do it. And that's the main thing, people. I still don't know what Bible a lot of y'all read that I read. It's telling us to make sure that everybody knows. It's not telling us to make sure that we force everybody to do what it is that you believe in. You do not force every single person to believe what you believe. You just share the news to them. You just share the information with them. You let them know what's happening, and then you leave it to God at then to be able to do what he needs to do to be able to get that person to change the way that they want to change, and that person themselves to be able to stand up on themselves to say, I do like this, I do want this, I do need this, I do want to be a part of this. It's not for you to put someone in jail because they decide that they want to believe what they want to believe. It's not for you to try to kill someone and try to burn their buildings down because they want to do what they want to do and what they need to do. It's not for us to do that at all. And I feel like we're running into a very, very sticky situation on this planet that we're constantly doing that. And in reality, most all wars that we have going on this planet are based on religion based, because you try to force someone to be about something, and they're not that, and they're not wanting to do that, and they're not wanting to be about that. And that's fine. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, we're trying to get into the middle of everyone's stuff and saying, no, you're not doing it right, because if you don't do it like this, then you're wrong, and we're rejecting you. We don't want you, and you're going to die in the lake of fire, and you're going to die by fire, and Satan's going to consume you, and this. And it's like, whoa, hold on, pump the brakes a second there, buddy. Like, no one has ever said anything like that. No one has ever written anything like that. No one has ever put it out and forced anybody to be about it like that. It's your choice. We all have a choice on this planet. We all have a choice of what it is that we want to do. We all have a choice of where it is that we want to go. We all have a choice. It's not something that's just forced upon us. And the more that it is, say, forced upon us, the more that you're not going to do it. The more that you're not going to want to be about it. Especially if you're forcing it to the point that you're forcing it because you yourself are a little wishy-washy. You yourself are a little not sure. You yourself are a little like, I'm not 100% confident. It's very interesting, some videos that I've been watching for some people that they think they so tough. They think they so that's the term they use, alpha. Like, we the man, we the bug, we the strong men. But yeah, when someone talks about you, when someone throws some criticism at you, you run and get scared. You gotta bark it out to the world. You gotta like try to shut them all down. You gotta do everything in your power to try to get them to not talk about you. And that's the concept that I feel like is what goes on here. That if you was so firm, you was so dedicated, if you was so on it with what you did, if someone had any negative thing to say about what it is that you're doing, you would just look at it and say, oh, okay, you know, I'm doing what I'm doing over here. You just keep doing what you're doing over there. I'm fine. I'm secure. I'm whole. I'm satisfied. You're clearly not, because you're going all crazy. You're getting all rattled up. You're all shaking inside. You're all not sure what's going on inside. So that just shows a huge test of character of who you actually are and what's actually going on here. And it's a very interesting situation when this starts to happen. That if me being a person, a follower of Jesus Christ, comes to you, and if you say to me, oh no, and I start to push it upon you even more, and I start to enslave you because I'm telling you to do it, and it's the only way for you to go and do it, then that just makes me look weak. That makes me look like my God is weak, sad, and pathetic, and has no power, has no glory, has no nothing. He's just weak. And that's not who God is at all in any way. He's not weak in any way. He's not scared in any way. If you don't decide to go on, he's not, oh my goodness. No, he's like, then do what you do then. Make it happen. Keep living your life the way that you want to keep living your life then. That's God. That's a powerful. That's character. That's an all-knowing, all-seeing being. That's something that is super intense that we can never be a part of. He's not telling us and forcing us and making us to try to tell someone what to do, how to do it, and where to go, and enslave them if they don't want to do it, and beat them if they don't want to do it, and shun them if they don't want to do it, and destroy them if they don't want to do it. That has nothing to do with a follower of Jesus Christ on this planet. And I feel like we need to really, really figure out what it is that we're doing with, say, relationships that we're trying to get into, with marriages that we're trying to get into, with friendships even that we're trying to get into, with anything that we're trying to get into, to make sure that we are not dividing people because we just know it all. We know the best, and I know this, and if they don't do this, and they must not be right, and if they don't do that, and they must not be right. It's like, who are we? Who are you to try to get in the middle of people's stuff, to try to tell someone what to do, where to go, and how to be, and how to do something? And even for me, I ran into a very sticky situation, because the concept behind this is, if you're with a person, the other person is going to, hey, Johnny, get down. The other person is going to perceive that you are telling them to do what it is that they're doing, even though that person is saying, no, I'm telling you not to do that. I'm telling you to get away from that. I'm telling you not to put in action like that. But the person, the outside person, is going to perceive that you are telling them to keep doing that based on the actions that they're taking. And it's a very, very sticky situation to be in, and it's a very, very sticky situation for anyone to even try to be into the middle of, because then you look like you're the enemy of the person when you're trying to find and be that neutral ground, where you're that one that's just like, I don't care what y'all do. You do it, you don't, you don't. I don't care. I'm not in it. It's not mine. It's not for me to go to sleep and deal with every day. It's not for me to wake up and make things happen every day with it. I don't care. And it's a very, very sticky situation to be in when you come in and you're utilized as a tool to try and just deviate from and try to get for someone to get what it is that they want to get, for someone to try to do what it is that they want to do, and then try to have, say, a blame to put upon someone else to say, oh, yep, I did it because of that, or I did it because of this, or I did it because of there, and I did it because of that. And instead of just taking ownership of yourself and saying that it is you that are the one that did it, that you are the one that decided to make this happen, that you are the one that decided to keep pushing this forward, that the other people out there have absolutely nothing to do with it. And that's a concept that we love to use with said alcohol, where, oh, I only did it because I was drinking. No, you did it because you wanted to do it, and you're just going to use the term of the alcohol to say that that's your excuse. And it's like, no, you wanted to say it, you wanted to do it, you did it because you wanted to do it. Don't put no excuses upon what's going on out here with what you're doing. And that's something that I feel like we as a people need to be very careful about, how it is and what it is that we're doing, that we're sharing with other people, and how it is that we're trying to infiltrate inside other people, and how it is that we're trying to do with other people, and allowing other people to go ahead and be able to make their own decisions all on their own, with their own sense and their own being and their own ways and their own desires and their own everything. That once you give them the information, it's up to them and the Spirit to be able to get to them, and for God to be able to speak to them, to be able to get them to do what it is that they need to do. It's not for you, it's not for me, it's not for anything else to be able to get someone to be able to do something, and it's not for us to be able to get into the middle of some things. So I just know for me personally that I not say never, but I never will get in the middle of something again in a sticky situation when I don't have both around, or all three, or all parties, I'm going to say, around. If I don't have it all around, I can't get in the middle of it, because then everything is perceived to be a certain way that you can only see yourself in a very, very damaged place, in a very, very damaged situation, in a way that's only going to make everything around even worse, to the point that now you don't know what's going on, because unfortunately, we as a people, we just lie, people. And I don't get this, and I don't understand this, that there was a time in the day that I remember this. I remember how old I was. I think I forgot what age I was. But there was a time in the day that I used to just lie about anything and lie about everything. And I would just say simple stuff to my parents just to try to get around, to get by. But then there was a time in the day that I'm not doing this no more, because this is stupid. This isn't getting me anywhere. And then I felt like, in reality, that was the day that I just kind of grew up a little bit, and the day that someone really started to try to damage me, someone really tried to hurt me, because I just wouldn't lie anymore. I wouldn't be about that. And I would just be straight up, and if you was ugly, I would just straight up say it, unfortunately. If you was fat, I would just straight up say it. If you was doing something that I was liking, I would just straight say it to you. I don't like this, and I don't like what's going on here right now. I didn't beat around the bush with it. I didn't try to manipulate with it. I just should straight say it, just to straight say it straight to your face, with having no cares about how you're going to respond in reality. Because I noticed that the more and more that you're lying, the more and more that you're trying to like backfill and backfill and backfill. And I got tired of that thinking. I got tired of doing that process of I told this person one thing and then now all of a sudden I got to switch it up and change it and do this and do that and do this and do that to be able to get them to understand what it is that I'm really saying and what it is that I really want going on. And it's just so confusing and it's so frustrating and it's so overwhelming for me that I decided to just get away from that route. But I noticed that today, I don't know why, that everyone is just on this trip of feeling as if they want to stay on the I want to lie. And that's the part where I feel like that's where God is going to be something to be able to conflict you a little bit, to get you away from that, to get you off of that and make you stay away from that, because that's something that we just shouldn't be doing as a people. That's something that we should be staying far away from. Even the whole, people call it like white lies or something, like simple lies or small lies, or trying to make sense. No, all that is it's all trash. It's all garbage. It's not something that we should be about and be a part of. Because when you walk in and you walk up to somebody and you tell them something that's not real, you give them something that's fake. You give them a fake idea of what reality is based on what your lies that you're giving to them. You're messing them up. You're setting them up for failure. You're not helping anybody on this planet by doing that in any way. You're not doing anything to try to make them be a better person or get in a better way in any way by sitting there lying to people, by sitting there saying some things to people that are not on board with what is reality and what is truth. And I feel like that's for me where I run into a jam with a lot of people today, because you ask me a question and I'm just straight up with you and you're just like, oh, like, wow, man, like that was tough. I'm like, yeah, it's tough, man. But what am I supposed to do? Lie to you about it? Sugarcoat it to you? Try to make it sound sweet? Try to make it sound nice? Try to make you seem like you're doing better than you are doing when you're really not, when you're really headed way worse and you really thought you was going and you thought you was doing good and being great. But no, dude, you're actually like way down here that's really struggling and really hurting. What am I supposed to tell you that you're doing right? And that's not going to help anybody. That's not going to get anybody into a better place and a better situation at all by constantly lying. And it's something that I feel like we really need to start paying more and more attention to what we do on a day-to-day basis. And that the main thing that I just want to talk about today is just talking about the concept of lying. And we need to stop lying. We need to stop lying to each other. We need to stop trying to tell each other that we're great and we're awesome when we're hurting, when we're struggling. We need to stop lying to each other. We need to stop lying to ourselves and saying to ourselves, like, I'm on the right path and I'm the best of the best, when you're not doing anything, you're not making anything happen. We just need to stop lying. We need to stop lying. We need to start just standing up with taking care of what it is we need to take care of, and have come to us what it is that just needs to come to us because of what we've been doing. And we just need to stop lying about everything that's going on around us. And that's something that starts with no one else but except just your own self, with your own self taking a self-reflection on, I need to stop this, I need to get away from this, I need to not do this anymore. And something with that is what I'm going to say is what gets you to be closer and closer to God, and God's going to be able to help you out with that. But if you don't want him, you don't think you need him, you don't want to be around him, cool. Then do what you got to do, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep focusing on what I need to focus on, and I'm going to keep upgrading my life the way that I want to upgrade my life to be able to keep on having what I keep on having, and not going to sit here and constantly keep on worrying about how you're hurting and how you're damaged and how you're this and how you're that, when I've already given the information out to be able to explain to you how to be able to get out of a lot of this stuff, how to be able to get out of damaging thoughts, how to be able to get out of depressing ways, how to be able to get out of suicidal ways, how to be able to get out of anxious ways, how to be able to get away from all that. I've already given you the information. If you don't want to take the information, cool. That's fine. That's your choice. You have a choice. We all have a choice to do what we want to do. And that's something that I want more and more people to just really have a good understanding on, that if you're a true follower of Jesus, you are not forcing anybody to do what it is that you do. You're just kind of asking them and you're telling them. Not telling them in a way that you're forcing them. You're just telling them the information. But you're just asking is a way. Hey, you believe in God? Believe in Spirit? Okay, cool. Awesome. If not, then you kind of just stay over there. I'm going to stay right here and do what I do. You stay over there. I'm going to keep doing what it is that I'm doing. It doesn't mean that you're going to start to put damaging things. You're not going to flood them. You're not going to damage them. You're not going to slander them. You're not going to do anything to them to try to make sure that they do what it is that you do. And with that said, I just want to say thank you. I will say thank you for today, for a day of I took a real good nap today, like almost a sleep type nap today, a real good nap today, and since I've changed my baby chick feed, things have, I'm telling you, what we eat is what we do. That if we eat damaging, ruthless, disgusting, fattening, no good, no nutritional food, we don't function right, we don't do right. And that is being proven right now with my chicks, that they're all in there and they eat in reality, they're eating about a fourth as much as they used to eat. That I walked in there and I could hear them. The main thing is I could hear them. I could hear them when they're just running and chirping and doing what they're doing, to the point that they are comfortable, they are good to go, they are satisfied, they're finally able to eat a meal and allow it to just work through them instead of eating it and out, eating it and out, eating it and out. They're eating it and it's satisfying them. And I'm just so thankful to be able to have what I need and have the understanding and have the patience in reality to make the food, because it's not, I understand it. Going to the store, it's easy to just get a bag and just give it to them, as opposed to getting 8 different bags, getting the portions all out. And then even for now, because they're babies, I got to grind it all up, get each bag, get the portions, grind it all, mix it all, and then feed it all to them. Like, it's not something that's just, it's quick and easy. It's something that you got to put a lot of time into to be able to get, especially if you want to do large batches of it. You got to put hours into it compared to just no time at all in reality by going to the store and getting one bag and just giving it to them. But with certain things on this planet, you got to put in a little bit of effort. And the more effort you put in on some things, the better results you're going to end up getting. And I have no problem with sacrificing some of my time to make sure that I'm eating better, they're eating better, and everything is eating better around here. That I sacrifice my time and things that I feel like I would rather do somewhere over there or over here, or do something else. That I'd rather sacrifice my time with doing that to make sure that we are nutritionally well and doing good and being good and having good stuff and being able to maintain a nice healthy environment to be able to be around, and I got time for that. And I just want to say thank you for the fact of having this animal here, this dog, to be able to do what it is he does. He is able to help me in ways that is just unbelievable. He's able to help me in ways to be able to move my animals around, to catch my animals for one. He can catch the chicken, which is cool, because he's about to go do that here in a little bit, that he's about to be their dinner tonight. That he's able to catch them, and it makes life so much easier. It makes life like very, very simple, and it just really amplifies my life to be able to do some awesome things out here, and to be able to have more experience with playing with different species, to be able to get a good understanding of what everything is about, what everything is out here, what it's all about, what it's all good for, what it's not good for, what I could good utilize it for, what I shouldn't utilize it for, and just everything like that. It's really cool to be able to utilize all of these animals out here. And I'm just so thankful for the fact that now, you know, about once a month or so, the dogs like to just really push at me, that I push past it and I just keep getting through it. That now when I say that word down, like, they just do what I ask them to do. But they know that it's not forever, it's not all the time. It's just something that they do when I ask them to do it, when I tell them to do it, because these are dogs. There's a difference between a dog and a difference between a human. I'm going to tell a dog what to do and I'm going to hold them to it, where I'm not going to tell a human what to do and hold them to it, because they got their choice to do what they want to do. The dogs don't have a choice. They have a choice to do what it is that I need them to do to make sure that everything is safe and everything is good to go out here. That if I just allow them to just go and be free and just everything's so positive and just do what you want to do, they'll get hit by a car and they'll be dead in 15 minutes. And that's the first thing that this dog did when he came here, when he got on this property, was just he wanted to run. He was like, oh, this is awesome, there's a lot out here. And he crossed the street. He could have crossed the street day one, get in here, and he could have been dead already. That's what a free, happy, no pressure on a dog gets, a dead dog. And I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to allow that, because I know it's best and I know it's better for them. And I'm so thankful to be able to do that and be able to have a good understanding of that it's up to me to make sure that they're good to go. It's up to me to make sure that they're healthy. It's up to me to make sure that they're safe. It's not up to me to make sure that another human being is that if they don't want to do that, because you have your own intentions, you have your own desires, you have your own wants, you have your own everything. And it's awesome to me. And I'm so grateful to be able to have that inside of me, knowing that I'm happy if you do it and I'm happy if you don't do it. But I'm going to keep on staying on where I'm headed, and I'm going to keep on doing what it is that I'm doing. And I'm not going to get deterred, slowed down, confused, and off my game of doing what it is that I need to do because of whatever it is that you decide that you want to do. And I'm so grateful that that is the way that I'm supposed to be living. And I'm so grateful that that is what God has been able to give me and to provide to me. Because there was a day and a time just months ago that I used to feel like I had to force everybody to do what I did, to be able to figure out how to be and be happy, do what you got to do, and be able to get calm, relax, and stuff like that. Like I used to have to force other people to do what I did, and I used to think that that was all on my shoulders. Like the world was all on my shoulders, that I had to make sure that everybody was smooth and good to go. And I'll come to realize, like, no, Mark, you don't have to focus on that. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm so grateful that I've been given this information and have this information and have this knowledge to know that I got to focus on what I got to focus on. And if you want to come on board, awesome. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to stay by your side. I'm here to uplift you. I'm here to make sure that everything is going to be getting better and better for you in your life. But if you don't, then you just keep doing what you don't do over there. And I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm not going to slander that. I'm not going to be jealous at that. I'm not going to be envious at definitely not going to be jealous and envious at that. I'm doing what I'm doing. But I don't care if you jealous at me. I don't care if you envious at me. You can do what you can do over there, and I'm going to keep on staying on the mission that I'm staying on and staying focused on what I'm staying focused on. And I'm not too worried, and I'm not too nervous, and I'm not too scared or anything about anything that could possibly happen to me, because I know what it is. I know what's going down. I know what the situation is. I know who I am, and I know who I follow, and I know who I follow is something that is way greater than any human being on this planet, that I'm totally satisfied with that. And I'm so thankful to be able to be a part of everything that I am out here. And with that said, I'm going to head on out of here. It's starting to get chilly. It's supposed to be, I guess, 30 degrees tonight again. And that's something that I'm going to have to sit out and watch and monitor these baby chicks to make sure that everything's going to be good with them. But I think it is, because the less heat that I give them, the faster, the more they grow their feathers out faster. It's an interesting balance to play with them, to make sure that they're not too warm and toasty all the time, that you cut them off from that for a little bit to make them have to force their feathers out, because their feathers are the only way that they're able to survive out here. And the more that you put them in heat, the less feathers that they grow, and then they kind of grow this weird Frankenstein looking look that's just not healthy looking at all. And that's something that I'm not a fan of, and I don't really care for. But I'm just so thankful to be able to continue to be out here, and this year, have more clothes and have more gear to be able to stay out here and be out here and do out here and make stuff happen. That everything is going to look different this year, and I'm so satisfied about that. And I hope y'all have a great day, and I head on out of here. And life is good, people. Life is real good. Life is real good when you have a good understanding of who you are and what you are, and what you want to do. That life is really, really nice when you start doing what it is that you want to do, that you need to do.